we should get you a van that, but hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
The van has your name on it. So it's like imagine a van, right? Obviously.
I'm imagining.
And it's like
Duh.
and it, you know,
Mhm.
Times New Roman, 25-inch, bold, underlined,
Ooh.
Henry. All caps.
I don't know if I love that. Does it have to be Times New Roman? That's just like so not me, you know?
You take issue with Times New Roman.
No, it's not that I take issue with Times New Roman. I write every single paper that I've ever written in Times New Roman.
As you should.
I just feel like it's very formal, very establishment, and I am very anti-establishment.
Well, do you not want people to take you seriously?
No, I want people to know that this is a safe space for them and that they don't have to fake who they are with Times New Roman in order to hang out with me in my van.
So maybe that's part of the messaging. You're like you're feigning innocence of a safe space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're trying to let the real ones know. You know what I'm saying?
I am trying to let the real ones know. Like, I'm not saying it's going to be like some Comic Sans shit. I'm not writing my name in Comic Sans.
Of course not. Or lobster. Like, oh my god.
Oh god, don't even get me started.
I hate lobster, dude, so much.
I can't believe it is a thing that exists. You know?
It's so bad, bro. I was out in the real world at some point in the past week, and I saw the lobster font somewhere, and
Did you actually, unironically, like in real life?
I felt like I got shot by a bullet from a gun.
Wow. Oh my god, this is awful looking.
That's exactly. Yeah. It's quite repulsive, in fact.
Oh, I know exactly. Oh, fuck. What logo uses this? There's like a very recognizable company that uses lobster as
Cold Stone Creamery.
Yeah.
No, it's not Cold Stone. I've been thinking about Cold Stone recently. It's not Cold Stone.
No, it's got to be.
It's literally not.
It's not even fucking Red Lobster. Red Lobster doesn't even use the lobster font for their... What the fuck is it?
I'm sure they have like a Red Lobster font. But it's sometimes not in red. It's just for
It's
Red
actually
Lobster.
Typically in black or white. And then
as
the lobster
most logos
itself.
are.
As many are. They say if your logo doesn't look good in black and white, is it even a good logo?
No.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back to the Waste Management Podcast. Guys, I have something really exciting to share with you. And you're either going to tell me that this is so cool and you're actually hyped for me, or you're going to tell me that I should kill myself.
Okay.
But that's kind of like...
You just say what it is instead of building...
Well, I'm building...
You're building to a false climax. This is not going to be as interesting as you're making it out to be.
It's exciting for me.
Do you realize how much time we're spending? Just get to the thing, man. This is bad radio.
We're in a podcast. We're supposed to be talking. This is going to be an hour and a half long. Fine. You want to finish me talking about my van? Let's go back.
I wanted to talk about the van. Can we not talk about the van?
We'll finish. No, we'll finish.
Do you not like this? Later. It's for you. No, it has your name on it.
Well, I know. I'm curious to why my name is in lobster font on this van.
It's not in lobster. It's in Times New Roman.
Thank God. No. Fine, whatever. For the sake, let's keep going. It's in Times New Roman. Why is it?
No, what do you want to say? We're past the fucking... You got us out of the cold open. We're into the formalities now.
No,
talk about the thing that you want to talk about.
No, I'll talk about it later. It just reminded me of lobsters.
No, we're moving on. We've left the cold open, Henry. It's gone now. We threw it in the trash. We managed the waste. Don't you get it? We Kobe'd that shit.
I'm going to get a fish. I'm going to be a parent. I'm getting a fish tomorrow. I'm so excited.
That's it?
It's so exciting. I'm going to build my own little aquarium. And he's going to be sitting on my desk. And the next podcast, he's going to be like over there. And I'll like pan over to him. It'll be so sick. I'm very excited. Can't I just celebrate these little moments of joy that I have with you, Jackson? Isn't that what this is about?
I do think you should kill yourself.
See, I knew it.
Terrible.
I knew it. I knew this was going to happen.
All right, tell us all about your fucking dumbass fish. What's
its
name?
Whatever. Let's go back to the van.
What kind of fish? No, I'm done with the van. Fuck the van. Who cares about the van? I wanted to do something nice for you. I was going to get you a van. And you don't even fucking want it.
You need to be honest. You had no intention of buying me a van.
That you don't know that. You don't
Yes,
know
I
that.
do.
What if
Yes,
I
I
won
do.
the lottery yesterday?
And what you're going to do instead of help me pay off my student debt is buy me a van.
But in the van was going to be the $1 million
Oh,
or
it's
whatever.
like a Mr. Beast type thing.
No, I never want to be compared to him in my life ever.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
I want to get you a van. Whatever. We can put your fucking fish in it instead.
Yeah, he could be in the van. I'm going to get a crab.
Why are you getting a fish?
Because I want one. That's why. And you want to know what? I think that's reason enough. I don't care that Zach's
That's
like, oh,
awesome,
Henry, that's
man.
responsibility. All I have to do is put little flakes in there and clean the tank like once every 2 weeks. It's not that hard. It's water.
Yeah.
I have an infinite supply of that from my sink.
Wait, so Zach
because I live in a
doesn't-
first
he's-
world country.
Zach is anti-fish.
Zach is pro getting a cat, but anti-fish. What the
Yeah.
fuck is that?
That makes
All
a
they
lot
do
of
is
sense, actually.
swim around in a box or a bowl.
Yeah, you're making my argument for me, are you not?
Right.
Fish don't fucking do anything.
Well, I know, so I get to just like watch them.
Yeah, that's dumb as fuck. You basically bought a rock pet.
No, but the rock moves.
Lots of
Hey, man,
things move. The fucking dust
you know-
bunnies on your shelf move.
You know me. We talked about this yesterday in our mini podcast where we talked about, you were like, you're going to finish Pikmin 4. Or actually, you were
I
like,
didn't
you're not
say
going to finish
that.
Pikmin 4.
That's not what
You were like, have you
I
finished Pikmin
asked
4?
if
And I
you
was
were
like,
ever going to do it.
right. And
Because
then
I wanted
said
to
that I'm
get
working
real
on
with
it.
you.
And I'm getting real with you back. I am working on finishing it right now. I have very minimal free time, and I have been working on it.
What is this?
Okay.
Is this a joke to you?
No, it's not a joke to me. Can I not talk about my life experience? Is that if I don't offer my own unique life experience in the podcast, they might as well just listen to fucking Joe Rogan.
They
might as well
do.
just be like,
People do that. They literally
do.
do that.
no one who watches Joe Rogan seriously also listens to our podcast and is like, damn, these guys are just like Joe Rogan. Because we're not. We're not like Joe Rogan. Are we?
No.
No, we're not.
We haven't had a sleep expert on our show yet.
We need one, though. I'll call Zach. Maybe he'll be free next week.
I don't think he's an expert on
He's an
anything,
expert.
to be honest.
So that might as well be the same thing.
No.
Zach has 6 fully fully drank cans of Monster on his desk right now. He is an anti-sleep expert.
And he is doing his best. He's living his best life, and I support him.
He's
for
doing
that.
great. I'm super proud of him, other than the fact that he hates my fish.
Yeah.
But then he's going to come up here and he's going to study in my room and be like, wow, this is so relaxing. That's why I want to
does
fish,
he
Jackson.
regularly study in your room?
No, he doesn't, but he will, because there will be a fish tank. in my
Oh,
room.
okay.
And going to the aquarium is sick.
He's gonna
All of my
sit on
friends are
your
gonna come
bed and
over.
kick his feet in there.
All of my friends are going to come over and they're going to eat edibles and they're going to look at my fish in the room
What?
and it'll be just like eating edibles and go to the aquarium. It'll be like the same shit.
I think you just want to hang out with people. This is what I'm hearing.
I mean, I guess so, but I want the fish because I've been obsessed with fish since I was like a little kid. I think they're so cool.
Okay.
That's why they put them in like doctor's offices.
That's
and
awesome,
shit,
man.
because they calm people down and you just get to like watch them do their thing.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. It seems like you have a problem with that. I think that's cool.
You know what, Henry? I'm trying to be more positive, and I think it's cool that you're getting a fish. And I'm happy for you, specifically.
I could cry right now.
Why you look like you're gonna laugh?
I could cry right now.
I'm being honest and vulnerable.
This is an
with you.
emotional, and I appreciate that. You're not always like that.
This is a
and
joke to you. This is a fucking.
It's
joke.
not. Oh my god, you're
This,
the worst.
this is just a joke. This is
You
a
can't
joke.
take anything
This
seriously.
is a joke of a show. Why would anyone watch this?
Because we're kind of funny.
Are you gonna get a cool fish, like some shit with spikes or something,
Hell yeah.
and get it like a plastic motorcycle?
My fish has flames on the side, like of the fish.
No, it doesn't.
Isn't that sick? It's like a tattoo, but like real. I do want to say
That's the
there are these
cringiest fish
fish
I've ever seen in my
Oh,
head.
fuck you, man. I'm not allowed to like things.
And I've seen a lot of fish in my head.
in your head. They all live in your head. Your
Yeah.
head is just a PetSmart.
My
It's so
head
sick.
is the frozen broccoli fridge at the grocery store.
There's not a fridge that is exclusively frozen broccoli. There's no way.
Well, you don't shop at Wegmans, so
I don't. I do not have the ability to shop at Wegmans.
that's all right. So
Yeah.
rot and seethe.
Maybe I will.
Heathen.
Yeah. I just think it's funny because there was this one fish that I was looking at before I totally stray off of this, and it says like glowfish, and then it has like the registered symbol
Yeah.
for like a trademark. So I just think it's funny that they're making like
Like the
fish.
fish is trademarked.
The fish, like the brand Glowfish, has like trademarked this fish.
Wait, is it an actual fish that glows that has
It is
neon
like
in it?
It is unnaturally pink. Like
That's so
and there are like
odd.
some green ones and orange ones and whatever. They are actually like wild to look at.
Yeah.
I'm like, you poor creature. If I ate you, I would take 5 fucking years off of my life.
That's crazy that's a thing.
GMOs are so cool.
I can't imagine like you're like a guy and you're trying to live the American dream and your big $1 million idea is, hey, what if we put chemicals in fish?
Dude, this guy
And
is
then
literally
sell
the
them.
dude.
We can slap the
Right.
Just Do It logo on it and sell 100,000 of them.
Welcome to the Nike Glowfish. It swims slightly faster than all the other ones. That's literally just like the rare fish meme guy. He literally was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to take these regular fish and make them rare. That's
I
what
mean,
he did.
So there are just like fish where their names are just like rare salmon.
Yeah, and it just means that it like hasn't been cooked
Like
or
there's
something.
salmon and then there's king salmon.
Yeah.
It's like who fucking makes it the king salmon? It was salmon royalty to the previous salmon.
I'm going to
king.
be honest. I think he got there himself. I think he worked hard to become the king salmon.
It's
He
just
like
the
swam
first
up
salmon
that
that
river.
swims up to the top of the mountain before all the other salmon.
Yeah, I think that is what it is. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's like fish battle royale. This is a great game if someone wants to make it.
Yeah, that would actually be so sick.
Imagine it right now. Let's make a battle royale game and also $1 billion and Epic Games will buy it. It's
They will.
King Salmon Battle Royale. It's like
Battle Royale.
It's like Fall Guys platforming underwater. We're making underwater gaming cool now.
Yeah, they've never done that, actually.
It's never been cool ever, but we're the first people-
Unironically, that is true.
except in Starfy. And that's the
Real.
only game. Okay, it's
God,
King
dude, that was
Salmon
such a good
Battle
time.
Royale. We have like
Yeah.
funny hats, and it's like a
Yeah.
Fall Guys kind of thing.
I think we can't make it a platformer, though, because they're underwater. There's no gravity. The fish, they just swim.
Well, the fish have they have
so they
legs.
have to have different abilities. Oh, they have legs.
They have legs.
Okay, yeah, that could be cool. I would fuck with that. This kind of, no, this is blossoming
So
into
you
a
can
really
get
good
hats
idea.
and shoes. You can get shoes,
Oh, dude, it'll be like the fucking, that'd be
and
so,
then we can
they'd be-
actually put the Just Do It logo on them.
And we'll get a sponsorship from Nike. You can crease your opponent's J's and it'll lower their health by 50%. And then you like tip the brim of their hat and they just die. That's just
Yeah,
it. Once you losing both is 50% of the health, so you just die if you get both.
You get Air Force Ones, but if you step into a pile of mud, you have to take them off because it's embarrassing to wear Air Force Ones that aren't perfectly white.
Yep. And then you
And they give you like a
immediately just
speed
have-
bonus.
Yeah, and then you only have 50% health from then on. That's so tough. It's actually like that in real life.
It's like the
if you're
star
wearing
from Mario.
Jordans, and you get them creased, you just die. I think we're onto something here.
There's something here.
King Salmon Battle Royale.
What's that YouTuber that makes all like the shitty Unity games that a bunch of streamers end up playing? Like who's the guy that made Crab Game? He's a YouTuber. His name is
I
like
think it's Danny.
Daniel's
It
Gaming.
is. It's just Danny. I
Okay.
think it's just Danny.
Yeah. We got to get that
Crab
guy
name-
on this.
Yeah, Danny. DANI. What? Yeah, let's DM him. We'll see what's going on with him. Maybe we'll have him on the podcast.
Yeah, we'll swing our big dick around and we'll make some connections.
Yeah.
You know
we
what
could do that.
is we should get on LinkedIn.
You want to make a waste management link?
I think we both have LinkedIn profiles, correct?
Me as of 1 week ago.
I
Hey man,
think-
I am killing it in the numbers. game.
Okay.
I have 76 connections in 1 week.
That's pretty great. That's awesome. I mean,
If
I'm
I
proud
kept
of you.
doing that every week, which I won't, but if I did, imagine I'd know like everyone in like 1,000 weeks.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something like that. I'm making it up.
It's unfortunate that LinkedIn once you get past 500 connections, it just says 500
Yeah, it just says
plus.
500 plus. Yeah, what the fuck is that?
So it's kind of like, yeah, they're kind of pussies.
Oh, you know what? I need to ask you about this and your take.
Okay.
How do you feel? This is sort of in a similar vein to like hiding how many followers you have after a certain amount.
Yeah.
Do you hide your likes on like your Instagram posts?
What does that mean?
Like you know how like if you like a post,
I've never
like,
posted something on Instagram.
Oh, fair enough. You and like, you know,
wait,
27,
is this like
100
the thing where it's like you can hide how many likes you have on a YouTube video?
Yes.
Okay.
But it just says like liked by and then like the most recent account and others.
Yeah.
So you just can't see how many likes it has. I don't like, why do people turn that shit off? Do you think you're an influencer?
I have no idea. I think
Like,
people just don't want to like people get in their own heads about like, oh, I usually get this many likes on a post, and they just keep thinking about it, and that's a way to turn that part of their brain off.
Social media is so fucked up, man.
I don't think it's I think it is fucked up, but I think it's more fucked up how people choose to use it.
Yeah, I think the idea is cool,
Yeah.
but it's turning us all into
I think
little...
talking to people that you like is cool.
No,
and
but
I'll
I say
say that.
like in terms of like creating like communities of people is like cool. Like being, I feel like for me as a kid, I was not allowed to like, you know, be active on the fucking internet. My mom would kill me. So then when I was older and now I can like follow people that I like and like they do things that I like, it actually makes you feel like your interests are important.
Yeah.
Especially if you grew up in like a household, believe it or not. I still have beef with my family about this all the time. Where I'm like, yeah, why would I talk to you guys about fucking, I don't know, the stock market? I don't like the stock market. I would have such a better relation. Like, you know, like being able to talk about things that you enjoy with other people is meaningful and it is important. And I don't know, I feel like feeling, you know, we all have hobbies and interests and whatever. And feeling purpose as a human is nice.
Some of us have hobbies.
Some people don't have hobbies. But like, you know, being able to share those with other people is exciting, is what I'm getting at. And so social media, I think, is a really, really great way to do that. But also, sometimes I think it can be like super harmful.
Some people just need to, you know, go in safe mode.
Yeah.
And that would do a lot of good, I think.
It would.
Did you ever have like a family computer?
I did.
Yeah. Was it like one of those old ass window computers where the monitor was like 8 yards long?
Deep? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I had one of those, and
Windows XP, and
we had one of those.
You couldn't really figure out how to play Minesweeper, but like you really wanted to.
You really, yeah, dude. My girlfriend still plays Minesweeper, quite good at it, which is strange. But yeah,
She needs to get a hobby.
I don't know. She's got a couple of hobbies.
Yeah,
people with hobbies are just so much more interesting than people without hobbies.
Yeah.
Am I wrong in saying that? Why did you look at me like?
Well, it's just a dumb thing to say. It's like obviously you want to eat a cheeseburger.
Well,
why the fuck would you have a burger without cheese, bro?
I didn't realize that so many people didn't have any hobbies. I guess it is kind of
astonishing.
I was flabbergasted when I got to college and I realized how boring some people are.
Yeah. You know what? I made a realization like just yesterday. And I was like, all the people that are so boring or that were so boring in like elementary school, they still exist.
Yeah.
Right. And then
they're out there living their life.
I mean, that's part one of the realization that they still exist in the world and they're interacting and using money in exchange for goods and services. Number two is that they still probably don't do anything and they just can't. Their brains don't work like ours. And I feel like my brain works the most. I'm like going into overtime.
Or a good thing?
What's a good thing or a bad thing?
Like, do you think it's better that you think more than other people, or do you think it's like, this is annoying and I'm burdened with knowledge?
It's a good thing overall, because I'm able to use all of the tools that life provides me. Whereas other people are like, I don't know where Indonesia is on a map. And it's like, maybe that's not the most important thing, but you should fucking know where shit is. I don't know. Is that crazy to say? You should know where China is. You should know where Afghanistan is.
You should.
It's not like you're paying taxes, asshole. Go vote, pussy.
Maybe if they don't know where Indonesia is, I don't know if I want them to vote.
No, they should still vote, even if they're wrong.
Yeah.
Because most people will be right anyway.
That's true.
Because most people are fucking normal. But anyway, what were you saying?
I don't know. I just I feel like we have talked about this a lot, but I still find it just mind-boggling, like how different people are. It's kind of cool. I mean, sometimes I'm like, wow, I can't believe that you would ever say that or think that that's horrible.
Yeah.
Sometimes
but I feel like
you
run into a real Jordan Peterson, and it's like, I didn't know someone could actually think like this.
Yeah.
Half of me wants to believe that, like, the people on Twitter, like, agreeing with him are just, like, doing it because they think it's, like, some elaborate, ironic bit.
Yeah.
And it's just,
but it's not.
You ever see those posts where it's like, someone's just flat out wrong. They're like, it's like a guy talking about NFTs, and he's like, NFTs are the future. And then someone replies, and they're like, why do you think this? And the guy is like, I don't need to explain anything to you. And then the person replies with like all the reasons they're wrong. And then NFT guy is like, it's crazy you don't see through my irony, okay? Because this is all just a big joke, okay? It's all just a joke, and you couldn't get that I was joking, and that's your fault specifically. And it's like, you can kill yourself, all right?
Yeah, you just wasted like
congrats,
hours of time.
You read chapter 1. Can we talk about fucking what happens in chapter 22, bro? When the when the nurse gets like, she's like abducted through the painting or whatever. We can talk about that murder because that was cool, right? Instead, they're here talking about, I can't keep the main character's name straight, dude. It's too complicated for my little small brain. How about you just fucking open your worldview, dumbass?
Open your brain. Learn things. They invented learning so you could be smart. Remember in like, fucking 8,000 BCE when we used to like hit rocks together, and then one time those rocks, they made a spark, and then we got fire. And then we were like, whoa! And there was fire. And we learned the first thing. By not learning and being ignorant, you might as well be a Neanderthal. That's what that means.
Yeah, I do think
half of the people in our government are just like cave people. They grunt too. They actually do.
Do you think that boobs are the fire of the internet for caveman now?
What the fuck? I know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I do kind of get what you're getting at, but I don't.
Do you think?
No, I don't.
Do you think
come on, say it.
Boobs are to the internet what fire was to the progress of civilization? Or are boobs more the wheel?
I don't think that boobs are either of those things, because boobs are not an exclusive internet thing. They are also
No, but I'm saying in the context of the internet.
Like, how does discovering what boobs are further your knowledge?
Like,
of the
I'm
internet?
saying, like, in my mind, every innovation in the internet has been porn. Real or fake? Yes or no? Myth or busted?
I don't think
or busted your ass.
I think unironically there is some truth to that, but I don't think it's the whole truth.
Like, I don't think. Like, the reason people went to the magazine store is partly because they wanted to know what was going on with the queen. But there was also the good shit there. You know what I'm saying?
that good kush.
You had to ask the guy to go behind the counter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then it's the same for the internet. It's like people went on the internet and they were like, it's just words. And it's like, people are reading those like, 50 Shades of Grey or whatever. But like past that, we got to get down to our primal urge. I'm sounding like Joe Rogan. Now we're no different.
Now we're the same. We have a rich.
But
let's talk about how
saying.
We should just eat meat. I do unironically think that there might be a little bit of truth to it. I don't think it's the whole truth. I think that there are definitely other innovations that have occurred for other reasons
That's what
on
I'm
the
saying.
internet.
Yeah.
But I do think that you could easily make an argument about how much of progress has been made.
Maybe
because
it
of the
wasn't the
desire to
wheel,
see
but it was
tits.
the axle.
It could be. Yeah. I think I could. That's a very valid, very good comparison.
Yeah. Now, can I talk about the wheel of live streaming with you really quick?
Sure.
Because we were talking about it a bit yesterday. There's a
We
new
were.
world's largest streamer. He goes by the name of Jynxzi. He's fresh out of high school. He's a little boy who looks like he's never grown any hair on his body ever. Jynxzi, largest Twitch streamer in the world right now. He will go live and get like 90,000 viewers playing Rainbow Six Siege, which is a game that no one else is playing today.
Well, yeah, which no one watches.
It's crazy because Jynxzi recently won. What are you PogChamping at? What are you doing?
No, I'm like he has 4.7 million followers on Twitch. That's actually fucking wild.
Yeah, I said biggest in the world. Is that surprising in any way?
No, I guess that's fair. I'm just shocked.
Okay, Henry is shocked. Breaking news.
Yeah, I know. Wow. Ooh, wow.
Jynxzi, largest streamer in the world. He really only like got popular as of 2023. Like he streamed all of 2022. He had an average of like 2 viewers for the entire year. And then 2023 he just blew up, I guess, because his clips on TikTok popped off or whatever. But he's the biggest streamer in the world now. He has more subs than I'd like to think about.
Yeah.
And he's going back to what I think we all inherently want, which is loud equals funny.
I don't know if I want that.
But it's what
Can
we
I say
always
that?
go back to if you think about it. Because like if you think about
I do think it, yeah.
if you think about the first video you ever saw on YouTube, it was the boom headshot guy. And then after that, it was like Smosh, and then Logan Paul, and then XQC, and now Jynxzi is like a mini junior XQC.
He does. There's literally a thumbnail of him and XQC on his channel right now.
Yeah.
They're playing Siege together. And I adamantly don't like XQC, but
I will give Jynxzi some props because, you know, his growth has been incredibly impressive. He's grown incredibly fast.
This is wild.
But I don't know if I'm ready to like he recently won Rising Star at the Streamer Awards. I don't know if you saw.
I did not watch the Streamer Awards.
But I didn't either. I just saw that he won because the clip of him winning, it's him reacting on his stream and he wins and then he humps his chair for like 30 seconds, like very aggressively. And it's like, this is your GOAT.
Here's the thing, though, and
man.
maybe this is just me, but like I don't even think that I would have found that funny like when I was 15.
Well, I think
Is that crazy?
I think
to say.
No, it's not. But
Do
you're a
most people
different
find that
person.
funny?
I don't think most people find that funny, but I think there's a subsect of people that do find that funny. Like this is like the next generation of Joji fans.
Fuck.
But Joji when he was pink guy.
Yeah. I like Joji. I think he's a good music artist. I think he got tired of what he was doing as Filthy Frank, and he was like, I want to do something meaningful, and I respect that.
Yeah. I think the tough thing about Jynxzi is that he's not going to go into a successful music career after this.
No.
I think he's just going to play Rainbow Six Siege.
I do like 1 kill equals 1 kiss. Rainbow Six Siege challenge.
Yeah, this is the video that I was going to talk about specifically.
All right, well, good.
Because it's very 12-year-old brained, and I just wanted to get your kind of thoughts on this. Like it's weird because it's 12-year-old pilled, and it's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like very phase content, which I thought had kind of
and they're going
left
out of business.
Yeah, they're almost dead. But I was like, I thought this kind of thing like left the global consciousness in some way. And it
I don't know
clearly
if
has
it-
not.
Yeah, I don't know if it ever will.
That's so crazy. But isn't this just like lame as fuck? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think so, but I also like.
not that I don't
Someone-
respect the guy in some areas, but it's
No,
like,
I do. He seems to be very successful right now.
and clearly
So-
people find him funny and entertaining. And he did a podcast. He's just started a podcast, which is the other thing that I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, I know. We were talking about that yesterday.
Because he's such a character on his streams and in his YouTube videos, and then he goes on the podcast and he's like a normal ass guy,
Oh, dude.
or not like a normal ass guy. He's like a weird, fucked up, Disney kid, kind of.
But like at least like more normal than he would be on stream or like on his videos.
Yeah, like on his stream, he's constantly above 50 decibels. And that doesn't really work for a podcast, obviously, and I think he knows that.
Yeah.
It's also strange because he's trying to make the podcast work like other podcasts, and I can't tell if he's being genuine or if he's being himself. Like I legitimately, like I know the stream is a character. I figured that out. But
Right.
on the podcast, when he's just being chill and normal, and he's
Yeah, is it
talking
just
to
a different
Queso
character?
about his favorite game of all time being NBA 2K17,
That's actually the worst take I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
I can't tell if that's genuine or not.
Wait, he has Moist on the podcast? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Charlie? Dude, I
That
love Charlie.
Moist. Yeah.
Wow.
But I wanted to get your thoughts on this.
I think I'm gonna have to like watch one of these. I'm gonna have to watch a video and then I'm gonna have to watch a podcast episode. Because
Yes.
I feel like I really wouldn't like this guy.
It's not my content, but I have to be like, there's a part of me that wants to understand the popular thing that's going on. That's like part of my, why are you so confused?
I'm looking at one of his shorts right now. Who is
Stop
this?
doing that. You're on a podcast, Henry.
No, I'm trying to fucking see who this guy is. I just like even just like I'm on his YouTube channel right now, even just looking at like these thumbnails, it does remind me of like early like 2012 to 2016 like gaming thumbnails.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just returning to, I don't know, maybe he's trying to like make videos that he watched when he was a
Get
kid.
close to the mic, brother.
Maybe he was trying to make
Not
videos.
that close. You always do this. It's not funny. It's never funny.
Maybe he was trying to, like appeal to what he watched when he was a kid.
Bro, he
But I don't
is a
know.
kid. He's 18.
Yeah, whatever. It's like how, yeah, I guess we're older than that now. That is weird.
Like bro, we're older than him.
He looks a little bit older than 18 though.
Like,
but-
I don't understand where he comes from.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we obviously have a multitude of different kinds of influences that we lean on all the time.
Right.
And I don't know.
But like who
I
made
don't
this
think
guy?
this guy watched Nade Shot.
No.
Or maybe he did. I don't know. But I can't
feel like he
imagine
didn't.
that universe. Like, I feel like he
No.
just came out and this was his human nature. Which is strange
And
to me.
maybe we want that a little bit. Maybe
I don't
Jynxzi is
I don't think we do.
No, not us, but like maybe we as a society, maybe we need that like funny slapstick, like fucking loud comedy, even if it's not really like, that innovative or
Tasteful.
creative. Yeah, or tasteful would be a great way of putting it. I don't know. I mean, he's not. I'm sure he's fine. Maybe.
It's so interesting. I fail to see a world, and he's I think being smart about how he's dealing with all of the stuff that's happened to him in the past year. Like, I mean, he's making a podcast. Like, he's doing all of the things that you would imagine a successful person on the internet to do.
Right. Because people want to hear, like how he got where he was. Because as you said, he had like 2 viewers
He had
per
2
stream,
average viewers
2022?
for an entire year.
Yeah,
and he
now
streamed like every day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? He just popped up. I honestly, I think that as much as I hate like the shorts, like culture and like Instagram reels and shit, I do think it's probably the easiest way to like pop off.
Yeah. But I
in
think
terms of like growing your channel.
it's interesting because I was listening to the queso episode of Jynxzi, and queso is a similar guy, or not. They're kind of like complete exact opposites, but they're similar at their core. Like queso is this guy from small town in Arkansas, and he was like working 2 jobs and then streaming when he came home. And same thing, like he just uploaded clips and he popped off one day. But they were talking about like to them, they were talking about moments where they felt that they like blew up, and to them it was seeing TikTok clips, which is so weird to me because it's like we've seen the ability for people on TikTok to just like blow up and go crazy and get a bunch of fame and fortune.
Yeah,
but
it's super quick.
To me, I don't know if the TikTok cookie is a long-lasting cookie or if it's just a little snack, and then eventually everyone goes back to the big steak dinner later. Or maybe TikTok is the new steak.
I think it might be. I was gonna say like no. I think that people usually just become kind of famous, and then like they sort of like PewDiePie.
Mm-hmm.
Or not PewDiePie is a horrible example. He's still fucking has millions of subscribers. But like watching PewDiePie like when he first made videos and like how he just like totally like popped off in popularity.
Yeah,
I feel like is sort of like TikTok right now is giving a lot more people the opportunity that early YouTube did, if that makes sense.
I agree.
And I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing.
I mean, it's interesting because I think PewDiePie was kind of what Jynxzi is now. Like he used to be that way, but he was playing like Happy Wheels and stuff. And he popped off in a different format, like with long form YouTube videos instead of TikTok clips.
Right. Well, but I feel like that's also just like short form content is just like that's where we're at right now. Short form content is the most successful content that you can make, and it's not like that's why for YouTube, like I don't remember the exact number, but you have to get like in order to get like verified on YouTube, you need like 10,000. I don't remember if it's 10,000 subs or 10,000 like watch hours.
4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subs.
Okay. But it's way different for shorts. It's like you have to get like 3 million. I'm trying to remember what it is.
But shorts don't pay you.
I'm blanking. But shorts don't pay you, but you can get like, obviously having people interact with your shorts is like, oh, this is a funny clip of this streamer. I'm going to watch them stream. Like, it's not necessarily like direct monetary gain, but I feel like there are a ton of people that I have just like watched their shorts and been like, oh, this shit's awesome. Like,
sure.
This person seems funny from this like 60 minutes of content. Maybe I'll check out their channel. And even if I don't end up subscribing and like really enjoying the content that they make, seeing that short and seeing that it's so like easy and accessible and it doesn't take like, I watch like a minute video and I'm like, oh, this person's like hilarious. I'm going to watch their content. It's like a super quick, like nice snippet advertisement. And then if I go and watch one of their videos, it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll subscribe.
Sure.
We only have so much time. And so shorts are like a really easy way to get a preview of the type of content that people make. And then you're like, oh, I like this short content. Maybe I'll like their long-term content.
Yeah. I guess the question I'm asking is, do you think that's sustainable?
I think it's less sustainable than like how old YouTube was.
Really? You think so?
I think it's definitely like people are definitely having more like 15 minutes of fame moments now that don't necessarily lead to like long-term popularity.
Yeah.
I think for some people
I think that's
will.
Cool. But I don't know. It's so tough and weird. This is what I wanted to get into originally, bringing up Jynxzi. It's just like the way that it's changed over the years. Because I mean, you and me, we were basically like raised off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Like the generation before us was, and I mean, we had TV and CDs and stuff like that. But like you and I specifically are YouTube kids through and through.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just interesting seeing how all of it's been changing recently. Because I feel like a lot of the dialogue I've seen from other people in the space doing like already established YouTubers, not having come from YouTube Shorts, going over trying to like see if that
trying
there's
to make
something there and being like, it's cool. I got a lot of views for like one thing, but then like,
Right.
what does that actually convert to?
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think? I mean, I
like
guess
it's
I
like
haven't
there
really
are a
looked into
ton
that
of
as much.
artists on Spotify who have a ton of listeners, like monthly listeners, like Baby No Money, who's
Yeah, right.
extraordinarily popular. But how many of those people are going to turn up to his live shows compared to like more established bands? And I think I'm just bringing this up because I've heard Baby No Money talk about it. But he's like,
Yeah.
not a lot of those listeners turn up to the shows.
Oh yeah.
And I
sure.
think it's because of the, like, my opinion specifically is just that this like short term content is just like a snack cookie for your brain instead of like a replacement for how entertainment is.
No, I would agree. I think that it can lead to more of a steak type meal, one might say. But I think for the most part, I don't think it does. I think it can, but I think more often than not, it doesn't. If that makes sense.
Like on
Like,
the
I think-
opposite side of the coin as Jynxzi, there's someone like Piratesoftware who has
I love
huge
Piratesoftware.
blown up
Yeah.
over the past year as well. And
But I
he's
think
doing
that
more
that's-
like educational kind of like advice content. Like his stream, I go into his stream, he streams for 10 hours. He's actual DGen hours where he like starts at 3 a.m. and goes till, like 8 a.m. or something.
Holy
something
shit.
insane like that.
Yeah, but he's been popping off.
But he's
because
been
of all-
popping
yeah.
off, and his whole stream,
I watched so many of his shorts.
his whole stream is just he has a document about how to start making a game, and just encourages people like, hey, go make games. It's actually super easy. Here's everything you need to know.
And it's also like the thing that he does that is nice is that he talks about how it's not just relatable to like game development, because obviously, I mean, in the YouTube sphere and people who are like online for the most part, or I was gonna say chronically online, but I feel like even if you just interact with the internet in some way,
I feel like the
you've
average
probably heard
person is chronically online, if we're going by the definition of chronically online from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So now it's just online. Like there are people who are chronically online. Like chronically online now is a problem, but back then I don't think it was.
No. I guess it's just people who I would consider, so by the present definition of chronically online, I feel like it is almost impossible to not know who Pirate Software is. So even if you like, like even if music is your thing, you could talk about like, he talks about like burnout and, like roadblocks and creative blocks and like things that everyone runs into in their professional career or whatever they're doing in their life. And he makes it relatable to game. Like he talks about it through the medium of game development, but he makes his content applicable for everyone. Yeah. And also he just has a dope ass voice. It's nice to listen to him talk. So for him, just like, what am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
But I do not think that Pirate Software would be nearly as successful if he didn't sound the way that he did. And I disagree. I'm not saying that as like a diss to him.
I think it's a bonus that you have a cool voice. But the main
his name
thing
is Thor.
Okay.
He's just cool.
Fine. He has a cool name. He has a cool fucking name. Are you happy?
Yeah.
But I think if you're not providing good bread and butter, who cares that you have cool shoes?
I agree, but I think that having the cool voice captures the people who don't give a shit about the bread and butter. Because I think that most people don't. I think that now, like with the prevalence of like short form content, like you need a quick little like something to hook people in. Otherwise they don't care.
Do you think, is there a world in your mind where it's like, imagine Pirate Software, exactly the same guy, but he sounds like a cactus. I don't know, whatever that means in your head. You can just go with that. He sounds like a cactus. Does he have to compensate elsewhere in his content to reach the same level of like views, I guess?
I guess maybe not. Maybe he is just... I guess maybe it is just a good perk that he happens to have like a very nice voice.
Yes, that's what I think. I think he provides good bread and butter. And it helps to be genuine always. Like that always
which I feel like
shines
he is.
through always, I think. But
Very true.
But then again, we go back to the other side of the coin, and then I see Jynxzi, who I can never tell if he's being genuine ever, and people seem to eat that shit up, and he seems to be like here to stay.
I feel like those are two very different groups of people, though. You know what I mean?
I agree, but they're all still. Do you think there's zero overlap between Jynxzi and Pirate Software?
I do not think there's zero, but I think the number is very low. And I do not see a world where someone who like is adamantly a fan of Pirate Software is also adamantly a fan of Jynxzi. Like I just don't. Those two creators do not seem like they would have a lot of overlap in their audiences to me.
I almost would say that they have at least a bit of overlap, because
Really?
I feel like people on the internet have what I'll call like balanced diets of like, you get one type of content and you're like, you know what, I need to, I ate my broccoli for the day. I watched like a Vox News segment, and now I need to go watch Jynxzi. I can have the candy at the end.
I might actually agree with you on that. Because even when I'm like, oh, I'm going to go watch like a long form like video from like a content creator that I like, every once in a while, I scroll on shorts. I watch that shit. I go down the rabbit hole, as we all do.
Yeah. Like
So,
I'll watch a
maybe that is
Ludwig
true.
video, and then right after I'll be like, give me like
You got to watch the Reddit story time.
Give me like, no, Ludwig is the Reddit story time. And then I'll go to an 8-hour video essay about how like there's a fucking character in Hollow Knight who's actually like the most interesting character, but they only have like one line of dialogue.
Oh, so that's the bread and butter.
I think both of them.
Or sorry, that's the broccoli.
I don't know. I lost the metaphor, but
that's okay. Well, like broccoli
what I'm
is
saying
like,
is they both
you're eating
make
your veggies.
They're both part of the meal.
Yeah.
And they're just different parts.
I guess so. I was thinking of that metaphor more as like, oh, this is broccoli. You're watching like long form content that's like interesting and potentially even informative or good for you.
Yeah.
And then you got to eat your slop too, because sometimes you just got to have dessert.
Yeah, I think I only eat slop, but it's just different slop. Like some of the slop happens to have carrots thrown in on the side. And then some of the slop is more grease,
Yeah, that's fair.
But
okay. So maybe if we think about it that way, maybe there is an overlap of people who, but I feel like there's a difference between like watching clips of someone when they show up and like being a fan of that person.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this is the conversion from Baby No Money Spotify listener to Baby No Money concert goer.
Yeah. Like
which I think is interesting. Like how many, like I think it's interesting because you see Ludwig put on like events, and like I feel like a lot of Ludwig fans show up to his shit like big time, more so than other creators. If Jynxzi did
dedicated fans.
If Jynxzi did a game show, would people show up to the YouTube Stadium in Los Angeles, California to watch live? I don't think they would.
I don't think they would, and this is something that I think you got to think about, like the age range too.
That's true, but if
like
we're
people who watch Ludwig,
all outstanding variables the same.
I get okay. I think if all outstanding variables are the same, I think they would. I legitimately think the difference between Jynxzi and someone like Ludwig is that people who watch Ludwig are like late teens, early 20s.
Sure.
And people who watch Jynxzi are 9 years old and can't drive. So they can't drive themselves to the YouTube
and more
stadium.
importantly, they can't drive.
Yeah. Well, that was implied by the 9 years old, but I figured it'd be funny to stick it to the man. But like, if I... And by the time that you are old enough to drive, you most likely are not like, wow, I think loud guy who kiss girl funny. And I will say, some people never get over that, and that's why people watch Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
But like, I think that group of people is generally like the people that can drive and then also like that type of content is smaller. Like that's a smaller audience than, Like, I just texted my brother, and I really hope that he'll respond. Yes. Like, okay, for context, my 15-year-old brother
I love this.
does not know who Jynxzi is.
Okay. I mean, this is good sampling.
It is good sampling, but also he's like really mature for his age, so maybe it's bad sampling.
Sure. Okay.
I can have a really good conversation with my brother, and I'm very proud of him for that. But I don't think that you could do that with like the average 15-year-old.
Yeah.
You know?
But I guess where does Jynxzi go from here? Does he
probably
go up? Does he go down? Does he stay on the Great Plateau?
I feel like he seems like someone who would plateau a little bit. Like he'll find his audience and then people will watch him, and he'll probably like fall off a little bit as they continue to age and mature and their tastes change, as that does happen with every creator, I feel like. But, you know, it's like everyone has their golden era. It's like I hate to keep bringing up PewDiePie, but like now he's like,
how about Ninja?
You know, I don't really know that much about Ninja. That's why I keep bringing up.
I think I'd bring up Ninja because he's out of his golden era.
Yeah, that's fair. People do not watch him as much. But I also think like Ninja's golden era was like, you know, late, like 2017, 2018, 2019, like Fortnite, when it was like peak popularity.
When he was playing with Drake.
Right. And now a lot of those people simply just like those people are like my roommate Nate. My roommate Nate does not like very much not online, very much not chronically online at all. But when Fortnite came out and they did the OG shit, he watched Ninja stream of it.
Yeah.
And so I think
that's
that like
crazy to me.
That audience of people who like, I feel like those people are like our age or maybe slightly younger. And they watched Ninja when Fortnite was like in its peak because they were like, you know, early teens, late teens. They have an Xbox, they play Fortnite, whatever. And now all of those people are like in late high school getting ready to apply to college, or they're already in college and they just don't have as much time to like watch Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
And also Ninja himself, I'm sure, has changed. Doesn't he play like League now instead of...
There was an era where he was just solo queuing League for 8 hours a day. And he sent out tweets where he was like, I'm actually happier now that the Mixer deal is done.
Oh,
and it's like...
I mean, that's good.
I don't know how much of that is cope from him losing most of the time, but, you know...
Yeah. No, I mean, I just feel like...
I also think... I mean, I don't know. Ninja's a weird case because he's kind of like he's kind of a generational talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Ninja has an incredibly long history before like he blew up. Like he was a professional Halo guy for a long time. For fucking,
and then
I forget
he
what
was
team
on Family Feud.
That's okay. So we skipped a couple things in between.
Can't forget about that one.
I mean, you cannot forget that Ninja was on Family Feud. That is kind of crazy.
It's wild that he was.
That is wild that he met Steve Harvey and
he just has a name tag that says Tyler on it. Like, who the fuck is that?
I don't know no fucking Tyler, bro.
Me either. All I know, well, I mean, I do, but his name is Tyler Ninja Fortnite.
Bro, you know what is always fucks me up with Ninja? He looks like his name should be Bryler, but it's Tyler instead.
Does he just not look like his name should be Bryler?
Doesn't he look like that though?
That's like saying that he looks like Chip Skylark from the fucking Fairly Odd Parents.
He does look like that though. He kind of looks like that.
Maybe he does.
I think there's a reason you made that association in your mind.
Yeah, I guess so.
Look, my point is, this is just a roundabout way of saying I didn't realize people who took kickball seriously at recess still exist, and they're still like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Isn't that crazy? Is like some people just develop their personalities early and then they're just like that.
Yeah, that's so odd.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think even like one of my professors was talking about this, and I didn't think about this, but like people don't like to think or to change, and they really, really don't. Because life is way easier if you don't have to think about what it means and you don't have to change who you are. So I think most people, if you don't have to change, they just won't.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, I always shit on Drake's music all the time because he deserves it. But
right.
Like I think the way I think about it is like the only reason Drake doesn't make good music anymore is because he doesn't have a reason to change. Like he simply chooses not to be good or interesting in any way. And he's okay with that. And I guess, you know, that's fine for him because he like owns a mansion and a private jet and that's cool. I guess.
He does, and that's pretty sick.
And he has that necklace made out of diamonds that he was going to use to propose to different people, but they all rejected him. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Feels a little weird, but that's what he does. But he doesn't have a reason to change at all, because he continues to be successful and go #1 every time he drops an album, no matter how dog shit it is. So
yeah, I mean, he does.
Because
everyone
people
Mom
named
listens to
Bryler
Drake.
everywhere are like,
They
holy
love
shit,
Drake.
bro, 6 a.m. in Charlotte. That's a crazy song. And it is a crazy song. They're right. But then they hold the same opinion about Rich Baby Daddy. And it's like, we can be objective sometimes. Or at least I'd like to think
maybe.
so, but whatever.
Yeah, well, I feel like that's tough. I feel like being objective about certain things is just like fucking impossible. I don't think that people who like Drake, like, even though I don't like Drake as an artist, but I think that people who do, like, I have my right to my opinion as much as they have their right to theirs. I feel like in an art background like music, it's fucking impossible to be like, yeah, Drake is good, but it's also just as impossible to be like, Drake is the worst music artist I've ever heard in my entire life.
No, I disagree. I think you can be objective. Like, my view of art is a combination of me being objective and me being subjective, okay? When I listen to a song and I can't hear the fucking vocals because they're mixed too goddamn low and the bass is just so fucking loud that it makes my ears bleed a little bit, that's just a bad song. Straight up.
Yeah.
Right? You can be bad at painting.
Oh, yeah.
And there's also a difference being not necessarily like bad on purpose, but like being minimal on purpose. Okay, so people always talk about like modern art and it's like, oh, it's just a white fucking canvas, bro. I could make the white canvas, okay? First off, #1, you didn't, so shut up. And #2, there's always more to it because people, they don't like to look past the thing that they just want, right? Like, some people just want to be fucking mad at shit because they're, like, deep down, they're like jealous at the success, or like they're just mad that they didn't do it, or whatever. You can attach a million different reasons for it. I'm not here to diagnose that. That's not my problem. That's not what I'm concerned with. More what I'm concerned with is that they're choosing to ignore the qualities about it that make it interesting in the first place. Like fucking Mark Rothko's Seagram murals. They're like these big fucking like 18-foot long paintings that are like, we don't know how they were made, which is crazy. Because like normally you know how paintings are made. Like you put paint on the canvas, but Mark Rothko is like he's like a genius. So he's like, I'm going to put like fucking egg yolk in the paint and shit like that to make it like kind of give it this like glossy texture. And it makes it interesting because of that. And it gives it depth that it wouldn't otherwise have.
Right.
And people just choose to ignore some of those qualities that I feel like makes stuff interesting. And then there are artists who choose not to do anything like that at all for whatever reason, because they don't care, because they have no reason to, because they're successful otherwise, etc.
Yeah. We've been talking about this a lot in my, not to just relate this back to school like I always do, but it's actually unironically applicable, and how we're talking about like minimalism, or like there's this artist Thomas Kinkade who just does like a bunch of
hate
like
Thomas Kinkade so fucking much,
and
dude.
I knew you would.
Oh, I hate it.
And I know you would, but Thomas Kinkade is exactly like Drake.
Yes.
And I think that I don't think there's anything wrong with liking Thomas Kinkade or liking Drake.
I think there is, though.
I don't think so.
I think
if they're
no.
If
you can like it, but I think if you're gonna defend it on an artistic level, that is wrong, because you're just wrong. You're just fucking stupid, and you choose to ignore how it's bad.
I don't think that it's progressing, like just like how Drake doesn't really progress the music world or anything. Like Thomas Kinkade does not fucking progress the art world. He just makes pictures for corporate entities because they are now he's dead, but he makes pictures for corporate entities because they're nice to look at. But also, the reason that those things are nice to look at is because they're simple and like widely likable, and that's why they exist.
Yeah.
And so I still think that there's some, like, he's not really pushing the art world at all. and we talk about this all the time about how like it's destroying like evolution in society because people are just being given like this kitsch art that's like just nice to look at, and it doesn't really have any meaning behind it. It doesn't make you question anything. It doesn't make you think as a person or like challenge your opinions, which I do agree with. I do think it's important to do that, but I also don't think that you need to be doing it all the time. So I still think that there's like some value to just enjoying like the simple like Thomas Kinkade painting or like Drake. It's not, I don't personally, but I feel that it's wrong to like 100% say that it's just like useless.
I agree. And I think you can like I don't know. It's tough because there are Drake songs that I think a lot of people like, and you could just write off as simple, but I think you could also write them off as bad.
Yeah.
So it's tough when it's like you can like a thing, but most people aren't ready to engage in a conversation about the artistic value of the same thing.
Of that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fine if you like it. I just think you're dumb, basically.
But
they're not willing
I almost
to
just
engage.
said something a little dangerous there.
If you're not willing to engage with the thing in front of you and you're just choosing to ignore qualities about it, I don't know. I think that's stupid. I think you should challenge yourself a little bit.
No, I agree with you. And the thing that I was going to say is that you were like, oh, well, like, I think that it's dumb. And I was going to say that I think most people are dumb.
Yeah.
I think the average person does not want to challenge or think about why they enjoy the things that they do. And I think that boils down to a lot of things, and it depends on the person. Some people simply don't have the time to actually think about like why they enjoy the things that they do. And some people's brains like simply just don't work that way.
Yeah.
And I don't know
they just know fucking how to play kickball.
Yeah, and that's it. And that is it. And there are a lot of people
to me, man.
No, I agree with you, but I also think it would be wrong to say that those people like, you know, like don't matter or whatever.
Yes, but like, I don't. If these people had an opinion about quantum physics, we would write them off immediately because they're just not knowledgeable about anything. Like if fucking Dominic from the kickball field, who I've only known to sleep through English class, if he one day was like, hey, I think Einstein was wrong, we would all be like, you shut up immediately now. You simply do not have the neurons in your head. They're just not able to process that. So you can't, we write him off immediately because like science is like a knowledge thing and we know he doesn't have the knowledge. And I think the same can be true about art, but also you can be subjective and like a thing because it's like a sensory thing, and everyone has a different relationship with, you know, the different sensory experiences or the memories you associate with those experiences. And that's why art is different from like fucking science, obviously, but like
right, because science is all like this or that.
But I'm saying there should be an element of, I do think you're stupid for enjoying Drake. But I agree that most people are not able to engage in that conversation just because like they don't have the time or they don't care.
Yeah,
but people
I think simply just like do not have the ability,
and that's
like some
fine,
people just don't.
But people should make the realization that they shouldn't be engaging with that.
But I think that some people can't.
Yeah, and I think that's sad. And I think it's Jynxzi's fault.
I agree with you 100%.
I think they're just watching 1 kill equals 1 kiss, and they just they jack off and they go to bed and they do it all the next day.
Yeah, and I agree, and I think that's a miserable existence.
That's
but like,
awful,
how do you get someone to not do that?
I don't know. I think you can teach someone to enjoy the finer things in life.
I think to an
taste
extent
is
you
learned.
can. Yes, but I also think that
I think you can have different experience. Like you can like some food and not like some food, but at some point you have to be like, broccoli's good for me, or maybe I should have a salad today.
Right, but I in my personal opinion, I think that there are people out there, no matter what, will never eat that salad or that broccoli. And I agree with you. I think it's sad,
but I think
it's super lame.
I think learning to like the salad that's a thing that can be learned. You can learn to like the salad.
I think you can, but I think it's incredibly difficult.
I agree.
Like, I think that, like, in like the nature versus nurture debate about how, obviously, like, we have constantly grown up, like, challenging what we like and what we enjoy and questioning why we like those things. I think, or I guess I have come to the conclusion through personal experience that some people it is just too late for them to be able to do that.
Yes.
I think maybe if you're young enough and you're still developing and your brain is a pile of mush still, and not in like the you watch too many YouTube shorts type deal,
Yeah.
but in like the, it still needs to be hardened into a dome or a brain-like structure. I think that at some point you just can't change anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, because like when I was a kid, I was like, why the fuck are adults like so ignorant? Like, why are you not willing to change your opinion about anything? And I feel like the only logical conclusion in my head is that they literally just can't.
Yeah. I don't think it's that they can't. It's just insanely difficult to unlearn a bunch of habits that you've built throughout your life because you never left your small town in Arkansas.
Yeah.
Which is fine, I guess. So whatever.
Yeah. But it's like, do you think we need to, is that something we should still like protect and advocate for? Like, is it fine that people just live their lives like that? Like, is that chill? Are we cool with that? Yeah.
I think people can do what they want.
Doesn't it suck though that some people are never going to realize that Drake?
Some people are never going to realize that Drake just sucks ass, dude, and that is unfortunate.
He's got some bangers.
I'm not saying he doesn't. I like "Take Care" featuring Rihanna. I like "Passion Fruit." It's in my playlist. All right.
Yeah,
but we don't gotta, we don't gotta get on this, man. Hey, did you see that? You see that TikTok where it's like the girl and she's like, what?
I just need a little more than that.
I'm getting there. Just let me fucking talk.
I know. I'm sorry. I just thought it was funny.
Do you see that TikTok of the girl who's like, this is a video of my 65-year-old dad who left my family to take up professional breakdancing?
I just heard about this. Charlie talked about this, didn't he?
Did
Charlie
I don't
Moist
know.
Critical? I think so. Isn't it?
I don't know. I saw it on Jarvis Johnson's podcast, Sad Boys.
Oh, goated.
With Jordan Adika. Two of the goats.
Yeah. Oh, breakdancing dad drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have not watched the video yet, but I would love if you were to explain it.
Is he the ass? Is he the asshole? Reddit post story time.
What happened
right now? Okay.
Yeah.
So the girl, she posted TikTok and she's being very like, this is a funny like thing that happened to me, but it was also like kind of like it fucked me up a little bit as a child. Like she's being honest about her trauma. I don't maybe trauma is not the right word. I don't know. Maybe it was trauma to her. I don't know. Okay. But she's on TikTok and she's like, this is a video of my dad. He left my family when I was very young. He didn't help out financially very much. And he's 65 years old and he's a professional breakdancer and he was like on a bunch of like shows and he was on like the news and stuff like that. And then and she's just being like, hey, this is a funny thing that happened. And she's like being very like, she's not sending ill will towards her father. She's just like telling a TikTok story time. And then her dad responds with his own video. He's in a Bitcoin.
Being like, this is my bitch daughter.
He's in a Bitcoin t-shirt. No, he's also being very nice, but he's wearing a Bitcoin t-shirt. And he's like, so actually, I didn't abandon my family at all. I just left to make an ad agency. And then I paid her mom $2 million or some shit. He paid him a bunch of fucking money, I guess. And then he was like, I didn't leave for breakdancing. I happened to fall into that and also marry someone else. And then the girl replied being like, this guy's like lying for no reason. Like her thing was like, I didn't see him like for all of my childhood. And then the dad responds, he's like, I lived down the street. And then the girl in her response to the response is like,
It's like, no, he didn't.
no, Florida is actually way far away from California, but you know.
It's not that close geographically.
And it's just odd. I mean, it's funny. The best part of the story is that he did breakdancing.
That's so fucking funny. So,
Is
do we
he
know
the asshole?
who's telling the truth?
I mean, we'll never know because it's the internet.
I think either way, he's the asshole. But I just think that people who can't take responsibility for their own actions are so fucking cringe.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to be a professional breakdancer, don't fucking have a kid and then leave your wife.
If you're gonna be busy enough to like do all this other stuff, like if you're that busy, maybe don't have like a bunch of kids.
People who have kids when they shouldn't make me so mad.
Yeah.
The amount of times that I go in public and someone is just like walking their child on a leash while they like scream. It's a dramatic example.
Walking
but, like,
their child on a leash. Have you seen that in real life? Be honest.
Yes, more than once.
More than once?
More than once.
That's crazy to me.
It's not like it's not like a very like common occurrence, but I have seen it more than once.
Question: how is this different from the baby sling guy?
I guess also like some kids
I like
just
think.
No, I will think. Yeah, you know, maybe I'm being a little bit judgmental. I just feel like I can never tell because like kids are obviously all kids are super, super different, and everyone's child has different needs.
Yeah.
Maybe your child is unironically just like very rowdy and like you just don't want to lose them in the store. And it's not.
I find that hard to believe.
I also find it hard to believe, but I think that it could happen. And maybe it just so happens that both times that I've seen it, that was the case. I don't think it's what happened, but you never know.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say that feasibly is something that could happen. And maybe your child has a hard time controlling their body or whatever, and they just want to run throughout the store.
Yeah.
I still think that child has value as a human being. However, I will say that 9.5 times out of 10, it is just because someone does not have the time to be a parent and they just are like, I'm going to have a kid because that's what everyone else does.
Yeah.
And like, I think that that's a really bad reason to have a child. Like, I don't know why people don't think about like what a child is.
It's crazy. People don't think about repercussions, which is weird because that should be the first thing you think about when making a decision.
Well, it's like getting like a dog.
Yeah.
I want a dog so bad. I am not getting a dog.
Yeah.
I do not have the time. I'm getting a fish. I do not have the time. I do not have the money. I do not have the ability to successfully take care of a dog right now.
Yeah.
In the same way, and they are not the same because a dog is much easier to take care of than a child. But the step up from
I
that
thought you were
is
going to say than a fish.
It is way easier to take care of than a fish. Or nope, way harder to take care of than a fish. Fish is like step one. That's what I'm stepping up to right now. It's going from nothing to fish.
You got to level up your pet efficiency.
You do. You have to. And you know what? Eventually, maybe it'll be a kid if I decide that I want to have kids.
Maybe one day my fish will level up into a dog and then into a kid.
Yeah, once it hits level 16, it will evolve into a dog, and I'll have to take it out of the tank so it doesn't drown.
Yeah, and if you give your dog a thunderstone, your kid can shoot lightning out of its ass.
Oh my god, can you think how fucking cool that would be? I wish my parents gave me a thunderstone when I transformed from a dog.
Yeah.
All they did was give me like the weird like wind stone, and now I have asthma. So it's kind of so lame.
It's crazy.
But it's like
parents really shouldn't be buying the poison stone. We know that it just gives you cancer. That's so dumb. Why would you buy the poison stone?
Or like fetal alcohol syndrome. That is the poison stone. But it's just like you know what I mean? Like so many people, it's okay. And this is just me being rude, and I will acknowledge that.
I love that.
But this is the same shit. This is the same shit as the Drake conversation. People do not think about how they are interacting with the world and what it means. So they just do things.
Yeah.
But they don't think about what they mean.
Okay.
They're like, oh, I'm just going to have unprotected sex with my partner. And if we end up having a kid, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, 12 months later, and they're like, damn, this month's rent is due, but I also have to pay my medical insurance, and I need to buy diapers for my kid, and I need to find care for them during the day because me and my partner both work a job. Man, money's so tight. I'm not going to be able to make rent this month. Don't have a kid if you can't bring them into a healthy environment. It's okay to not have kids. And if you want to have a kid, you have to acknowledge that there are things that you have to give up in order to have a kid. And there's nothing wrong with not wanting to give those things up. But if you don't want to give those things up, don't have a kid. And no one ever talks about that. They're like, oh, you just do that because that's the next step in any relationship. You don't have to have kids.
And
you don't have to listen to Drake.
If you listen to Drake, you cannot be replying to music Twitter accounts on Twitter and getting into conversations and arguments and answering polls.
Yes, very true. These are the same situation. They're not the same situation, but it's like shit
exactly
like that. People do not understand that actions have consequences. And I don't mean that in the meme way, unironically. It has just become a joke. People are like, oh, your actions have consequences because that one kid said it online that one time in the funny voice, and now our entire generation's like, they do.
Fucking, I forgot about that kid. It's the Sonic kid where it's like Sonic 06 and he's like, this is the worst game of all time.
Yeah.
But he sounds like a
Sammy,
kid instead of the grandpa voice.
Sonic Sammy or whatever he is.
Yeah.
No, it's just like that. But people don't. Yeah. They just think it's a joke. And it's so fucking annoying. I'm so tired of it. So many of the people that have fallen out of my life are people that I just not spending time, that I don't like spending time around because they'll just do stupid shit. And they'll be like, can you believe that happened to me? And then I'm just like, yeah, I can.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep for 48 hours in a row. And then I drank all night and I woke up and my head hurt really, really bad.
Motherfuckers are walking.
What did you think was going to happen?
They see the cheese attached to the stick with the box on top of it. And they're like,
yep.
Cheese. No
yeah,
way.
They are. They're just like that. They're like the fucking videos you see on the internet of people digging a hole in the ground and then putting the box over it with the seeds. And then they step on the lid and the box falls over them into the hole. They're just like those pigeons.
It's no different, man. And they all listen to Drake.
It's the same shit.
They all listen to Drake, dude.
No, I mean there's various versions of that, but it's the same shit. It just annoys me. And some part of me is like, oh, it's a maturity thing. And some people just develop later than others and they figure it out later.
No.
Some people just never figure it out.
Some people never figure it out and they think going to the Vietnam War is a good idea.
That was a really good one.
And some of them are named Henry Kissinger. Rip Bozo, by the way. What was that for?
No, I'm just kidding. But it's it just annoys the fuck out of me when people are ignorant and stupid. And then also, you can be ignorant and stupid, but you have to acknowledge it, and then you forfeit your right to complain. That's fine. Yeah. I think it's okay if you do that. I do that.
Cool.
Just take responsibility for things.
Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about today?
I mean, we can end it there if you want, if you don't have anything else to talk about. I just wanted to share that I was excited about getting my fish.
I mean, that's cool too. I like the fish. No, I don't.
You're going to like him. You'll learn.
I'm not going to like him.
You might. You
I'm
might
not
actually
gonna,
be like, damn, that's so chill.
I can't mind dap him up.
Okay.
I just can't bring myself to do that. It's just
it's against your principles.
It's
I
just
can respect that.
Why?
Why am I getting a fish?
Yeah.
Because I want one.
Fuck. I can't argue with that.
Yeah. Oh no, but wait, no, that's the same thing as being like, yeah, I just want a kid, and then not think, okay, how about this? I want one, and I know that I have the financial and time. I have the financial ability and time.
You're just arguing with
care
yourself in your mind now.
I am. I do that all the time.
I don't even have
and
to.
And everyone should do that all the time.
That's a lot of words for me, man.
Everyone should develop chronic anxiety, like me.
No, I don't think so.
But you just know so much more about the world if you do.
I think you should be able
it's a joke,
to
by the way.
offload your anxiety to other people at your will.
I can.
No, I think what I'm saying is I think everyone should just give you their anxiety. And you could
give
be
it to me.
you can be like Atlas.
I would do that.
No, you wouldn't.
If everyone in the world was free from all anxiety and all I had to do was like hold it up like on this big old stone.
You wouldn't do it.
I would do that.
No, you wouldn't.
Think about the net good that would do for the world. And it's just me. Like, I'm one guy.
You wouldn't Jesus yourself.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I think it's crazy that
You're not that
do
noble. Of course I wouldn't do this. It would ruin my life forever. If I had a world's worth of anxiety.
Yeah, but if you want to like trolley problem this shit, it's like it's so much better to hit the one guy than it is the 5. I would so much rather. But in this case, it's like one guy versus like 8 billion.
This is a dumb fucking question, though. Because the trolley problem is fucking stupid because you can just stop the train.
Yeah, you could. It is dumb.
This is dumb. We can shut off the orphan crushing machine instead of,
Philosophers really do just hate people on train tracks.
I don't think that's it. I think philosophers, they want to, you scientists, they put like rats in situations, and philosophers want to do the same with real human people.
Yeah, but they don't want to do it. They just want to make you think about it.
But that's doing it in their world because it's all thinking.
But I think, I feel like you would appreciate philosophy because of how you feel about art and music.
What do you explain?
Like, because philosophy is all about like reflecting and questioning the world around you and thinking about its meanings. And that is why you enjoy music, because you can see its deeper purpose and like the meaning of its composition. And you maybe believe that other people should also feel that way about music. I don't see how those things are different.
No, I think philosophy is a science and music is an experience. I think philosophy is the science of learning how we experience, but music is like movies. And movies aren't a science about how we experience things, I don't think. Like music is just it's a capturing of a moment, and it makes you want to feel that way, or it makes you think about how you felt when you felt that way, or something like that.
Yeah.
Philosophy is just trying to understand the physics behind it.
Well, but philosophy is like the science of thought.
Yeah.
Or it's not a science. It's just like the study of thought. Because philosophy is very much not like.
No, but it's, you know what I mean. Like it's a science. They like want to understand how and why it works.
But is that not how you feel about music?
Music is not an observation of how and why things work. I think it's interpreting an experience. Would I
be wrong in saying that you enjoy music more than the average person because you can see like the deeper meanings in it?
It's not that I have some special ability to see. It's just that I choose to engage with it.
No, sorry, yeah, but you choose to engage with it in that way. I feel like philosophy is the science of learning how to engage with things, whether that be music or art or whatever, in that way. I think that philosophy is the science of trying, like philosophy is the way that people learn to think like how you do about music, but about anything. But that's just, I could also be wrong. That's just how I think about it. And I feel like philosophy is important because of that. Not because it like actually provides us with answers about the world or anything like that, but because it teaches you to question like what you're given at surface value and try and like look into it. And I don't think that enough people do that because they like Drake.
I guess I agree. I don't know. Music is more like being read a bedtime story than it is questioning truths. Like there's a fundamental difference in goal. Like when you sit down and you're like, I'm gonna philosophize today.
Right.
You think about like, you know, like fundamentally, why do you get up in the morning? And I don't think music is that. Music is like when I had sex the other day, it was like weird kinda. And you're like searching for a way to convey that.
Right.
And that's not what philosophy is at all, man.
No, definitely not. But I feel like the way that you think about it, it's about like the thought process. It's about
Okay.
like high school. Like what you learn in high school, for the most part, is like not important at all ever.
Yeah.
Like the
Sure.
reason high school is important is because it's supposed to try and get you into the mindset of like how you would learn or like help you figure out how you study effectively and also like socialize with it. Like there are tons of things that high school is for.
Yeah.
Philosophy is like it's about trying to teach that thought process that therefore allows you to look at art. Like look at the Seagram murals and be like, oh, it's really cool that like instead of just using paint, they thought to like try and paint the canvas using like egg yolk. Or, you know, oh, it's cool that this artist was trying to convey this. Like where if I was just listening to the song and I was like, oh, cool drums. Like it's not as it helps you see like hidden relationships, I guess, which I think is important.
I guess so. In that sense, maybe I agree with you. I'm not sure. I think there is still like a fundamental difference in my brain that I'm not sure if I can explain properly.
No, that makes sense. Like philosophy is like it's like a study, whereas like music is like, you know, it's like it's an art form. It's an expression.
Yeah.
And philosophy is not. But I would argue that philosophy,
You
if
would
that is
argue
what
that the
music
thinking is the same.
I think it's the same.
I don't know.
It's all just like reflection.
I don't.
And I think
but there's a large subsection of music that is not reflection.
Oh yeah,
right?
no,
Like
I mean a lot
Playboy
of it is just
Cardi
like,
has never reflected in his life.
no,
Obviously,
definitely not. But like people who listen to Playboy Cardi are like they're Playboy Cardi fans. They're not like music fans. You know what I mean?
I mean, some of them are music fans.
That's crazy.
I'm a music fan that likes Playboy Cardi.
That's fair.
And Playboy Cardi is just a vibe. Like it's just a I want to feel this way kind of thing.
It's a Thomas Kinkade.
It's not because no, it's the opposite of Thomas Kinkade. If there was like a dark, fucked up, evil Thomas Kinkade, I guess actually I think that's just Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Where he has, I don't know if you've ever seen it. Dr. Seuss has this painting that's just called A Plethora of Cats. And it's like this very dark painting where it's like 87 cat faces.
That's weird.
It's interesting. I'll put it on the screen. But anyway. Hey, get out of here. Go.
Shoo!